changes?
We're looking at the changes right now. My concern still is that the main thing this bill does is reshuffle the money from Democrat states to Republican states, but doesn't fix the problem. I think to fix the problem, we need more of a marketplace. We need to let individuals buy insurance across state lines, and we need to let people buy inexpensive insurance. That means more freedom in the marketplace. There are some things that are good in the bill. My concern still is that we have a $700 billion deficit, and I think that this bill basically immortalizes the spending. The spending will go on and on and on, and I don't think anybody's taking account for what that does to the deficit.
So you're still a no vote at this
Yes.
point?
Senator McCain has said that one of the reasons he won't vote for it is for the fact that it's not being done in hearings. It's not being done in public. Do you agree with him on that? And do you feel, regardless of the changes made, that these changes should be made in front of the public and in hearings?
Yes, and I think one of the reasons we're so polarized as a country is when the Democrats passed their health care, it was only Democrats and sort of excluded Republicans. Now Republicans are going to do exactly the same thing back to the Democrats. And what I've said is, I think we're going to have what I call a formula food fight. Everybody's going to fight every time the Democrats take over or the Republicans take over where the money is spent. So the main thing this bill does, it block grants the Obamacare money, but keeps it, but then it takes it from big states like California, New York, Maryland, and Massachusetts, which just happen to be Democrat states, and it passes it out to all the Republican states. So when the Democrats win, what are they going to do? I'm guessing there'll be another formula food fight, and they'll try to claw back the money to their states. That's not the way to fix this thing. So a little bit more of a process with committees would be better, but the bottom line, we have to look at the evidence and see what works, and I don't think this is working. The biggest problem is individual market. If you're a plumber in Louisville, or you're a carpenter, small doctor's office, accountant, and you buy insurance for you and your family, the rates have doubled and tripled. The insurance companies are dropping out of the market. How do you fix that? I would let every person join in a large group, I mean really large group, maybe millions of people across state lines to get the leverage of purchasing less expensive insurance that would also have all the protections in it that people want. There is evidence that this works. The large group market that's across state margins does work right now, but we don't allow individuals to do it.
Is this going to pass?
I think it's going to be very close.
Should they hold off on a vote?
I think if they don't have 50, I don't think they will vote.
What do you think of the tactic of moving more Medicaid money to the states where senators are undecided right now?
It looks suspicious, doesn't it? Yeah, no, I'm not for doing that, and I think that's the other thing is I've seen 3 or 4 different reports whether Kentucky does better or worse. And the thing is if all we're doing is shifting the money but basically keeping the system, I don't know that we've fundamentally changed anything other than we're reshuffling who gets the money, and that's going to make some people happy and embitter other people. So I don't think it's the answer.
Last question to Thomas, and then we have to go.
2 questions, Senator. So obviously the optics of this are crazy because you have Arizona getting a huge increase with this new rewrite. You have our own state getting an increase with this as well. Obviously a very clear measure to sway senators to vote for it. What are your thoughts on those optics? Do you think it's going to work and actually help Kentucky? And the second half of this is what you mentioned. You said the president was open to your dialogue of buying insurance over state lines and everything like that. It seems like he's throwing a lot of weight behind Cassidy right now.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think whether Cassidy passes or fails, the president has assured me that he is going to expand the definition of who can be part of an association. I think that's happening one way or another. It will happen in the next couple of weeks. I would prefer we only do that right now because it costs nothing. I think it'll have beneficial effects, but it'll take 6 months for a year to start working. But it also gives people an exit ramp. If you're in the individual market, you're a small business or you work for yourself, if you're in that market, the rates, your premiums have been going through the roof, this gives you a chance to escape. There's a possibility that anybody joins a credit union or a bank or retailers or realtors or any of these groups. One of the things I'm most excited about is we have 2 million fast food restaurants in our country. They employ about 15 million people. I think we could have a pool of 15 million people who can get their insurance with one person negotiating the rate. And a lot of these people don't have any insurance, even under the current system. So I think this would be exciting. Let's try to do some good things like that. Now, the current bill does have some things that I do favor. Health savings accounts is another way for people to try to save, and also we allow people to buy their insurance through the health savings account. We'll get some more people. We shouldn't lose track of the fact that in Kentucky right now under the current system, 50,000 people pay a penalty, the individual mandate, and still have no insurance. That just doesn't seem like a very good system, particularly for those 50,000 people.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks you guys.